Friday, September 18th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here in the Weather on the Ones Forecast Center. It's been really a rainy stretch of weather across much of the southern plains into the southeastern part of the country, and we saw that rain sort of spread up through the Carolinas as we went through the latter stages of this work week. I want to show you one area that saw a tremendous amount of rain overnight, yesterday evening into last night. This is a look at the radar estimated precipitation totals from around Birmingham, Alabama. And I know this is tough to see, but there are spots that saw over 5 and 6, even 7 inches of rain. Some major flash flooding issues because of that there in parts of north central Alabama. And there has been other areas of flooding over the past several days around Chattanooga, around North Alabama, and other spots around Tupelo and Memphis. Back to Little Rock at times this week, so it's been a lot of spots that have been hit with some flash flooding issues across the southeastern part of the country. Now, around the Carolinas this morning, there's a look at the radar imagery, and fairly good amounts of rain occurring in parts of central Georgia into southern South Carolina, and also the rain blossoming a bit as I'm cutting this video during the 5 o'clock hour in the foothills. And I think as today unfolds, we will continue to have the chance of some rain from time to time. The rainfall amounts shouldn't be exceptionally heavy, but there could be some pockets of moderate to maybe some briefly heavy rain involved as we go throughout the course of today. All right, this is the upper air chart today. Trough in the New England states, and that's going to drive another backdoor cold front down through here over the weekend. And looks like another wedging event for us coming up as we go into Sunday. Now, let me show you how things look as we go into next week. This is the upper air chart all the way out to Wednesday evening the 23rd. And remember earlier in the week when we were talking about a push of cooler air into the eastern part of the country, well, that was when this trough was staying as a big consolidated trough. But now what looks like it's going to happen is some of that energy splitting off into parts of the plain states, almost all the modeling indicating that scenario now. So it looks like we're going to stay relatively mild through a good chunk of next work week, maybe eventually cooling down toward the following weekend, but the cooler air delayed a bit due to some of that energy hanging back over the plain states. So let me show you how it looks here on the surface charts. This is today, and you can notice the continued chance of some rain at times. Now, I mentioned that backdoor cold front moving through. Some drier air temporarily tries to push in here from the north and east. So it looks like a lower probability of rain tomorrow, especially once you get up toward much of the Triad and Raleigh areas. The rain's still a possibility over the western part of the state for Saturday, and then all of us have a chance for some rain again as we get into the day Sunday, as we have one of our cold air damming events again unfolding, so another cooler day Sunday with some rain at times. Now out to Monday, that wedge will begin to scour out, so highs upper 70s to around 80 by Monday, and then up into the 80s through the midweek period. And as we see those highs warming up into the 80s, the atmosphere becomes more unstable. So there on Tuesday and Wednesday, some thunderstorms could be involved with the showers as well. There's some of that cooler air back in the plain states with that upper level low. But notice here, even out to Thursday, the cool air is still staying just north and west of us with continued shower chances. But the GFS does finally indicate some of that cooler air trying to work in here from the north again by the end of next work week or the weekend. But at this point, it looks like the big push of substantially cooler air for the latter stages of next week has been delayed a bit due to the upper air configuration evolving a little bit differently than it looked like it would. All right, and quickly we'll check the tropics. No classified systems. Circle number 1 there, that is what was once Fred. Still very disorganized, no developmental signs there. And another tropical wave out there in the Atlantic Ocean. Both of those bear watching, but certainly no immediate signs of tropical development. All right, that's it for today's edition of the video. Next edition of the video will not take place until Monday week. So let's see, that'd be Monday the, 19th, 20th, 28th of September. So there you go, the 28th of September, that's going to be the next edition of the Carolina Weather Video. We'll be out of pocket as we go through next week and back in the routine by the 28th of September. Everyone have a wonderful day, weekend, and week next week, and God bless.